Hello and welcome to the 5960 podcast for the March-April timeframe. I'm Tracy Frisbee with UAW 5960. This month we have a report from the chairman, a report from the president, and upcoming events. I'll be right back after these words from the UAW Local 5960 Education Committee.
Hey, if you work at this job, man, you gotta feel like you the man, right? Hey, if you feel like you the man in here, let me hear you say, you know that. Hey, you feel like you the woman in here, let me hear y'all say, you know that. Hey, this one right here called I'm the man. Because every time you come to work, you gotta feel good about yourself. You gotta be like, hold up, I'm the man. Like you feel like the whole job would never run unless you come to work. This how you gotta feel every single day. Yeah. Backflips off the roof. Heads, yeah, it was scary, boy. But since I was 7, never again I was a scary boy. Now I'm Flint finest. Shout out to silly boy. And I'm getting money. If you think I'm not, you must be silly boy. And I stay fresh. Top notch, TNT. And you know I graduated. Shout out to Najee. I got the beat and I cooked it up. And it came with a lot of meat. Beef Baroni, stroganoff. Had them jumping up all day. See, hold up. You ain't got nothing on me. I got it all. No stunting on me. And I told the world no fronting. And I always keep that button. These girls stay. Your girls stay. Her friends, they hugging on me. If you a lame, we ducking home. I don't need you to tell me that I'm the man. I don't need you to grill me and tell me that. Cause watch me get this money. 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 You know that. Yeah. I don't need you to tell me that. Cause watch me get this money. Watch me get this money. Watch me get this. Watch. I tell them I say, went to the club, after I left the block. Walked in VIP, this shit thought it was 2 o'clock. With all this lights on, hold up, who turned the lights on? And she start dancing on me to the right song. Shoes clean, ice bling, yeah, I got my money right. Nice car, big crib, and I keep that 40 tight, my engine work loud. Yeah, UAW, what's up? Turn up, I don't need you to tell me that. Cause watch me get this money. 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 You know that. Yeah. Hey yo, when y'all come in to work tomorrow, I want y'all just to get on the line. I want y'all to look around at everybody and tell them watch me get this money. Go in there and say this face. Watch me get this money. Watch me get this money. Watch me get this money. Watch me, hold up. Watch me on the borderline. Watch me up in Saturday. Watch me up in Springdale. Watch me get this money. You know that.
UAW 5960.
You know that.
White t-shirt. Flint finest. You know that.
You know that.
What a great report from the Education Committee. Now let's hear from the chairman. This segment is sponsored by the Bolt, our new world-changing vehicle.
So at the sub-council, we talked about quite a few things. We talked about the SAP, the NEPC, the transfers for progression. People starts March, which is now. We talked about trades. There was 97 trades in the corporation that were on the apprentice program. They had 35 on layoff, and this is through all North America, so that's not very many, and 39 LOAs. We have lots of transfers. We actually have a transfer to DHAM now with some folks on it. They're going to purge the system this summer, so I would say towards the fall, make sure that you go and put in back into the system if you choose to transfer out of the plant. There's been some issues with some sending orders, some letters. Those letters were, everything's controlled outside of the building, so there's absolutely nothing, or you can yell as much as you want at me or Jim Beardsley, but we cannot control that. They control everything, and they sometimes do mess up on seniority, but they have to correct it, and that's all they can do. So just make sure you put back in where you want to go. If you're that serious about going, just make sure you keep in, make sure you're live and on at Nat Hire, and that's the number if you don't have it. So here's the numbers for SAP. The total numbers were 3,912. Orion had 79, and the replacement callbacks we called back 28 last Monday, and we will be calling back. There's supposed to be 60 here tomorrow. We want to say best of the luck to the guys that are retiring. A lot of them we've worked with for 30, 40 years. That number that the 60 and the 28 that we get, basically that's about 10 overrolled compared to really what we lost. So we really didn't gain anything. So coming into May, we're looking at an MOU to bring in 40 temporary workers for the plant, just for vacation replacement only. They will be coming through DDI. They will not be recalled back from seniority employees because it is a temporary opening. So if we brought back a temporary employee and he worked from May to September, he's going to lose out on every good job at DHAM. Instead of being on a high-low, he may be on the assembly line working. So you might hear that. I know Facebook could probably blow up saying we're bringing people in temps, but it's for summer help only, and it's to make sure, with all the Saturdays that we have, it's to make sure that we get you guys off on vacation when you want to go off on vacation. So with that being said, the Sonic sales are up. Look at that, 46%. And Veranos are down 10%. I don't know why. That Verano is a beautiful car. But thank God the Sonic's selling. And we are going to be, I'm going to tell you, if something doesn't change, we are working 2 out of every Saturdays contractually through the rest of the year. So if you have a job that you can't do, you need to come to work, you need to fight it, and you need to make sure you write a 78 and make sure the IEs get out there and fix that damn job, because you are not going to be able to work 9 hours a day, 6 days a week and kill yourself out on that line. You know, a lot of people, and we were talking this in the back room, talk about why I do this and what. You know what? If you don't come to work and fight that job, no one else is going to fight it for you. Team leader gets on it, PSM gets on it, and they do it because you know why? They don't live on it every day like you do. So, Rick Snyder, how could we ever let a crisis like this go on? How could we go on Facebook and complain about our union? How can we go on Facebook and complain about our coworkers and let a guy like this get away with it? You know, we took some water, right? Water doesn't mean anything to these folks because it's bottled water. They can't bathe their kids. They can't take a shower. They're already poor.
He's already destroyed hundreds of lives.
Yes, he has. People's had abortions, and I'm ashamed at us for not doing more than what we should be doing to fight them. 8 truckloads of water from our local is not shit for those people. And that's why the government, I hope to God, sticks up and steps up and takes care of those folks.
Thanks to Joel for that report. Now let's move to the President's report. This portion of the show is sponsored by the Marriage Area, where the energy gets installed.
With the TAA orientation, just to give you a little wrap up on what happened, we had 2 different events. The first day we had 42 people show up, which was pretty amazing, being that was the day that we got all that snow. So that was pretty amazing in itself. So we did another one because people couldn't come that day because of it. And we just had that Friday, and there was 10 people that showed up to that. So 50 people, over 50 people taking interest from the GM subsystem side on the whole TAA. And that whole TAA program is phenomenal for those of you who don't know. I mean, 130 weeks of unemployment. They pay for 2 years of education, all of your books, all of your supplies and everything and stuff. I mean, it's 130 weeks versus 20 weeks, because that's all we get now. So, and even if you don't go and get the unemployment money, if you will, you can still have that schooling in your back pocket to use 5, 6, 10 years down the road. So that whole program is great in itself. We're still waiting to hear what's for Oakland Stamping and Sedacia. Their TAA is still being investigated, and hopefully that'll happen here soon. So contract talks are getting close. Oakland Stamping, quite honestly, it's a tough one. They're out the doors. The talk is still September. So Sedacia, we're supposed to be starting on that here soon, maybe the 20-something of this month, talk about what's going on with subsystem. So the Standing Committee scholarships, don't forget to get that in. The Director's Scholarship application is due Friday, April 15th by 4 p.m., no exceptions. And the Standing Committee scholarship is due April 22nd by 4 p.m., no exceptions. So make sure you get all of your applications in on time. And with that, the region there just canceled the family scholarship, which was on the week of the 4th of July. So anybody who was looking at that, that got changed, it got canceled. So as we move forward, a lot of tough decisions that we're going to have to be making here. Of course, we lost half of our income that we have. And the way to best try to describe this is what we have done, trying to put aside the money that we've generated from the land sale. And the money that we generated from the land sale, we put aside $145,000 to do renovations to the hall, do some upgrades and things of that nature that needed to be. Put $200,000 off in the bank on different CDs to keep that for a rainy day. So as we move forward, we still have our monthly and daily expenses that we have to be aware of. Fixed costs, if you will, like the staff wages, taxes, officer wages, insurance, the newspaper, utilities, a couple different events that we have with our picnic, our Christmas party, building supplies, things of that nature. So now, with the loss of revenue that we have coming and these fixed costs that we're always going to have, if we continue this way, come the end of the year, we'll be in the negative about $150,000. So we have to really start looking and be mindful on where we need to cut some costs. Because who knows how long this process here is going to be for us on one shift. Hopefully not too long, but we don't know. So in getting ready for that, to be able to do some things, I've had some discussion with the E-Board. First and foremost, per our bylaws, Cliff and I, this month, will be taking a pay cut. We're looking to reduce, of course, lost time, some of the travel. We have to really be mindful of that. We are looking at the newspaper again. And I've addressed it with the E-Board that this next meeting, we need to sit down and come up with some ideas on how we are going to reduce costs with that. We spend, again, $43,000 a month, or excuse me, a year on the paper. So we just need to be mindful on that. And also we're looking at some cuts in the staff. We have 2 full-time, 1 part-time. Might have to reduce some hours, might have to reduce the part-time. So I just want you all to be very mindful on some of the things that we're doing. Through the E-Board, we will be making some tough decisions on all that. And to understand that we are doing the best that we can. We are fighting every single day in the office, getting plans together, getting ideas together, getting everybody on board, and trying to educate everybody on the issues at hand. So keep that in mind. We are not the problem. We are the solution. And that concludes my report.
Now let's take a look at the upcoming events at UAW 5960. This segment is sponsored by the General Assembly, where quality is built in. We will celebrate the first day of spring on March 21st, and Good Friday takes place on Friday, March 25th. We also have March 28th off thanks to our new agreement. Thanks to the International UAW for that new benefit. The next membership meeting is Sunday, April 3rd at 2 p.m. Orion Assembly will be operating 4 Saturdays in April, and they are the 2nd, the 9th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Also, Orion Assembly will be running Chevy Bolt pre-production vehicles during the month of April, and our customers can't wait for the new finished product. And as always, thanks for tuning in to the UAW 5960 podcast, and don't forget to feel the wheel at uaw5960.org. You can contact the podcast staff at any time at educationcommittee@uaw5960.org. Remember, union starts with you, and we'll see you next time. I'm Tracy Frisbee for UAW Local 5960. Thanks for tuning in.